their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. In answer to Arjuna's question, Krishna clearly says that he who concentrates upon his personal form and who worships him with faith and devotion is to be considered most perfect in yoga. For one in such Krishna consciousness, there are no material activities because everything is done for Krishna. A pure devotee is constantly engaged. Sometimes he chants, sometimes he hears or reads books about Krishna, or sometimes he cooks prasadam or goes to the marketplace to purchase something for Krishna, or sometimes he washes the temple or dishes. Whatever he does not let a single moment pass without devoting his activities to Krishna. Such action is in full samadhi. Om Tatsat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamim Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We welcome all of you to the abode of Lord Jagannath. ISKCON Coimbatore is privileged to welcome all of you on this momentous occasion of Sunday feast program. This evening we are discussing a particular verse that is from 12th chapter. We all know Bhagavad Gita has about 700 verses and it is classified into 18 chapter. And today's verse is from 12th chapter. And this particular chapter is titled Devotional Service. Here specifically Krishna addresses Arjuna and clarifies him what is the nature of a devotee, the very fabric of devotee. How a devotee engages himself, how he keeps himself preoccupied, what he does, what he thinks, what he prefers, all the characters of a devotee is personally being explained by Krishna himself. Krishna attaches paramount importance to devotion and to describe a devotee. That is why Krishna goes a step ahead and pleads to Arjuna, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigachadi kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. He says, if one takes up devotion, he immediately becomes virtuous and righteous. Not only that, he does not perish. And you, Arjuna, boldly announce this. This is the recommendation of Krishna. Krishna requests Arjuna to boldly announce to this world that devotees are under his protection. So, we can understand that Krishna prefers the company and blesses a devotee rather than anybody else. The whole instant of Mahabharata will actually strengthen this point. Even though Kauravas were more in numbers, huge in volumes, very influential in material perspective, Krishna chose the company of Pandavas. he supported Pandavas. And repeatedly, he makes it very clear, his support is being extended to Pandavas simply for the reason that they are devotees. So, to become a devotee or to practice devotion is a privilege. Many of the times we take it casual. We denounce devotion. And we see devotion as one of the choice. But Krishna, in all the given opportunity, glorifies and brings out the significance of devotion. And that is why whenever a devotee calls his name, whenever a devotee even expresses a little bit of interest, intention to advance in Krishna consciousness, immediately Krishna is there to help. We recollect the situation of Gajendra. Gajendra was a very, very interesting character, and he was not even a human being. He was in the form of an elephant. Every living entity is the son and daughter of Krishna. And Krishna doesn't differentiate. He sees everyone in the same platform. And that is why he himself assures in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatamam prapatyante tamstadaiva bhajami aham. As we surrender to the proportion we assimilate, we understand and reciprocate to Krishna, so Krishna, hearing the loud cry of Gajendra, you should know Gajendra was with his friends, enjoying the company of his friends, and he was relishing the company of the friendship, and he was going to a small water tank to quench his thirst. Friends were together, and normally when we are in the company of friends, we are little elated. We are in the Josh. So Gajendra was also in full Josh. He was energetic, he was passionate, and he was drinking and sipping water. At that time, there came a huge danger in the form of the crocodile. Hoo-hoo. It caught hold of the toe. Initially, Gajendra thought, I am a very influential person. I am too strong for this little crocodile. See, the crocodile is very small in size. It is not even the size of one of my leg. I have a strong 4 feet legs. Huge trunk. I have a big tusk. And moreover, there are a lot of friends around me. There is no danger. There is no threat to my safety. So he casually approached. Slowly he realized how difficult is to tackle hoo-hoo. And if you can appreciate the aquatics, they are strong in water. And crocodile is strong in water. And it pulled the leg of Gajendra inside the water. And Gajendra's feet was injured. Lot of blood oozed out. As every drop oozes out, Gajendra's strength also decreased. At one time he realized he is losing all of his strength in the hurry. Very soon he may collapse. He may not even have the strength to stand and hold himself. So he was looking for help. It was too late. Many of Gajendra's friends have already left. They sensed, oh, our hubby is in the queue. He has been already struck. Maybe one of us may be next. So let us safeguard ourselves. They all moved away, leaving Gajendra all alone. He was fighting lone battle. He was all alone. And he realized there is nobody to help and assist. And at last, with his trunk, he picked up the lotus in the pond. He raised the lotus all above and he loudly cried Lord Krishna's name, Adi Moolame. And he petitioned for Krishna's help and favor. The moment Krishna heard Gajendra's loud cry for help, immediately Krishna manifested in his carrier Garuda and offered help and rescue. In no matter of time, he beheaded the cruel hoo-hoo crocodile and saved Gajendra. So what do we understand from this? Whenever a devotee is in trouble, whenever a devotee is thrust in a helpless situation, when devotees ask for help, petition for assistance, specifically to Lord Krishna, Krishna makes sure to be available. One of the important character of a leader is to be available, is to make himself accessible. He runs a big corporate, hundreds of people work, and if the MD, managing director, is not available, is not attending to problems, is not accessible in mobile, then the company may very soon collapse. Here we see a very important character of leader in Krishna. Krishna makes himself accessible. He is available, especially in the troubled times. Please recollect the situation where Arjuna is. Arjuna is also in the similar situation. In the starting of the Bhagavad Gita, we see the situation of Arjuna very clearly, and he expresses explicitly. He says it to Krishna that I am not able to hold my composure. The bow is not sticking to my hand. My body is shivering. I feel tremendous irritation. Krishna, I am under severe distress. I do not know what to do and what not to do. There is no clarity. Nasta moha smridulabdva. But the same Arjuna reflects and introspects after hearing Bhagavad Gita, after being counseled by Krishna. He says, my moha, my agitation, my troubled feelings have left me. Now I am seeing with more clarity. My mind is stable. This is very, very important. Bhagavad Gita, right from the beginning, emphasizes in this point. It in fact brings out with a very wonderful example. It says, when a lamp is in a place where there is no wind, the brightness is very, very consistent. The source doesn't waver because there is no wind. It is protected. So similarly, if the mind is controlled, a person is very thoughtful, very peaceful, calm and quiet, and he is empowered to take the right decision at the right time. Krishna says, my devotee is of that nature. He is having full command of his senses. Let me simplify this. An expert driver will have full command of his vehicle. If you closely observe, He will very smoothly change gears. He will apply brake whenever it is required. He will press the accelerator at the correct moment, and the vehicle will be free from the jerks. If a person is driving the vehicle in such a phase, no wonder the person traveling in the car will peacefully even sleep. But if you are having a mischievous driver at wheels, he will have hell of a problem. You will be always cautious. Your attention will be always in the driver. Enna panna porano? Yaar mele idike porano? When the untoward incident will happen, you will be always troubled. And you will at a time decide, I will drive my own car. You will go to such an extent. But you will appreciate a driver who is having a good command, who is driving smoothly. Krishna is saying a person should be trained to have a good command over his senses. We are talking about a driver driving his vehicle. We are also emphasizing the driving skill of driving life. So to drive life, we should have a strong command over senses. And Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to do. Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham mat gate antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. Same yukta tamo matha. Very wonderful verse. Krishna says, among yogis, that person who focuses mind on me and performs devotion is dearest to me. Krishna very categorically, with utmost clarity, he makes it very clear who can be dearer to him. So if we want the mercy and blessings of Lord Krishna, we should know what is the preference of Lord Krishna. What is his expectation? And by the mercy of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the teachings, the instructions of Lord Krishna has been very simplified. And the reader can highly appreciate, connect to Lord. Connecting with the instructions of Lord Krishna is very, very important. When Srila Prabhupada traveled in ship, cargo ship, and reached Bowery, Boston in America, he started this movement in a very small way with few available students. And one of the student in the evening class, after Srila Prabhupada's discourse, raised his hand and asked Prabhupada, can you please recommend an edition of Bhagavad Gita? At the time, Prabhupada did not complete his purport for Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada was finding difficult to refer a copy of Bhagavad Gita. The market was filled with different editions by different authors, but none of them had the clarity, the direct connect with Lord Krishna's instruction. In simpler words, the available editions of Bhagavad Gita in the market was filled with interpretation. The author was trying to impress the reader with his own concoctions and speculations. But Bhagavad Gita, as per Srila Prabhupada, should be simple as it is. As Krishna instructed Bhagavad Gita in Kurukshetra. As it is, as it was understood by Arjuna. So that is why Prabhupada introduced Bhagavad Gita as it is. And today we are in the blessed moment where we can read, understand and practice these wonderful instructions of Bhagavad Gita. So in the purport of this particular verse, Prabhupada explains about the activity of a devotee. A pure devotee is constantly engaged. Sometimes he chants or goes to the marketplace to purchase something for Krishna. Or sometimes he washes the temple or the dishes. So in this way, he is always connected to Lord Krishna in terms of his consciousness. Let us understand that in our newly built house, we have all the electrical appliances, fan, bulb, tube lights, illumination gadgets, audio gadget, AV setups, everything we have. But nothing functions. We switch on the light, light doesn't illuminate. We switch on the TV, TV doesn't function. We go to the refrigerator, refrigerator doesn't function. Micro oven doesn't function. And we examine and then we understand the residence electrical connection is not connected to the main wire. Then how it will function? It will not function. It has to go to the junction box and the power unit in the electrical panel. Then it will draw current from the government TNEB electricity wire, and then our house can be illuminated. So the connection is missing. So Prabhupada writes here, in order to be Krishna consciousness, our daily activity should be connected to the Lord. So we should have the basic understanding of the subject. We recollect a very humorous situation of a Mullah Nasruddin. He goes to a outlet where electrical gadgets are being sold. And he goes to the salesman and he says, I want this washing machine. And immediately the salesman says, sorry sir, we will not sell this to you. Immediately Mullah gets insulted. Why not to me? I will buy. You tell me the rate. But the salesman repeatedly, firmly says, sorry sir, I will not sell to you. So Mullah Nasruddin, with a depressed heart, leaves the showroom and he ponders in his house, this fellow has insulted me. This fellow has not respected me. Maybe he thought because of my poor presentation, I was not well dressed. So maybe some villager, strange fellow is coming. He will ask about everything. At last he will not buy. So that impression I have given to that salesman. So now, today I will go again with a different attire. So he dressed up well. He had a suit. He had a very presentable, and he went inside. Tuck, 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 with a shining shoe. He met the same salesman. And now he asked, I want this washing machine. Then immediately the salesman with a firm face said, not to you. We will not sell to you. So Mullah was very fascinated. He wondered, how come this person found me? Yesterday I was in a different attire. Today I was in a completely different getup. Today also he found out. So tomorrow I will try something very, very different. So the third day he covered from his head to toe in the burqa. Completely covered. Nobody can really guess who is inside. Completely covered. He went to the same salesman and he asked, I want this washing machine. To everybody's surprise, the salesman now also said, not to you. He said firmly. Now Mullah was really confused. He doesn't even know who am I. But still, somehow he found out, what is this? This is something very strange. This is about self-esteem. So I should find out what is happening here. He requested the salesman to come aside. And he gushed in the ears of the salesman, Sir, please forget about you selling me, nor I buying. Let us forget this. But please, for heaven's sake, you tell me how you found out that I am the same person. Why you are using the same vocabulary with a firm, stern tone that I will not sell to you. What have you done, sir? And how you are finding out? Then the salesman said, you fool! This is not washing machine. This is a refrigerator. This is a fridge. You don't even know the difference between a washing machine and a fridge. You are showing me the fridge, and you are saying and describing it as a washing machine. So I know for 100% that you will never buy in your life. So this is the problem. The problem is we do not know the difference and we do not know how to deal and what we are dealing with. So devotees are cautioning us that we have to be consciously handling this. Very, very conscious. And we should have the basic information of what is what. So Mullah had been fooled. Mullah didn't realize that there is a difference between a refrigerator and washing machine, and what he is describing as washing machine is actually refrigerator, and forget about its functioning. What is the purpose of washing machine and what is the purpose of refrigerator? So many of the times we as a living entity take it casual. We handle life very casually. We take things for granted and we miss the purpose of life. Prabhupada was very, very specific on this. He repeatedly emphasized that the purpose of life should be to serve Krishna and to go back home, back to Godhead. And he introduced devotion in the simplest form. He always said, service to Lord Krishna can be joyfully performed with utmost enthusiasm and with utmost, especially in the age of Kali, we can chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that my devotee is always inclined in hearing the glories of the holy name and about Lord. That is why you see, in spite of being a king, Parikshit Maharaj, when being cursed that he will be bitten by a snake and very soon he will face death, immediately Parikshit Maharaj took the opportunity to surrender to a sadhu. In this world, people will respect and they will be enamored, attracted, charmed by a person who is very influential, learned, rich, famous. But you will be surprised. Krishna is attracted only by devotion. A devotee is very particular that he renders devotion with all his heart. So quite naturally activity is preoccupied with the serving of Lord. Sadatam kirtayanto mam yadantasya dadavradha namasyantasya mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Sadatam, sada, always. A devotee is interested in hearing. Parikshit Maharaj, in spite of being a king, he submitted himself to a sadhu, Sukadev Goswami. With due respects to Sukadev Goswami, he said, O sadhu, O most beloved, please instruct me the purpose of life. What is the goal of an individual? So Bhagavad Gita focuses on this very important point. We are pursuing a journey, and we are very, very particular that the journey should be very enjoyable, pleasurable, and we should reach the destination on time. We should go through a road which is of less traffic, so we take assistance of modern gadgets. Say for example Google Map. We switch it on. We see very carefully which road is of less traffic. We choose accordingly. We maneuver and we travel. But somehow we fail to negotiate and maneuver to live our life. We are not consciously making our choices which will be beneficial, which will be more helpful in spiritual perspective. We fail to assimilate this. Hence, we face lot of disturbance and our entire journey in life becomes troublesome. If the vehicle gives lot of trouble, we make the decision in no time to change the vehicle. But we are somehow complacent in spite of repeated reminders and repeated encountering of difficult situation. We fail to introspect. And Bhagavad Gita is a very, very strong reminder for this purpose. It wants to alert the individual with a loud alarm and make or help one to make a conscious effort to survive the situation. So Krishna is time and again making it simple and clear that we have to endeavor to live a purpose-filled life. Life is always not about lifestyle, acquiring things which we are passionate. That is why a statesman puts in a simple statement like this: people love things. Previously people loved individuals and used things, but now people love things and use people. You understand what I'm saying? So relationships are put into hardships. Everything, everyone is looked upon as an avenue to give pleasure to our senses. That is why somehow unconsciously we are succumbed to this statement. We love things and we use people. This is against our culture. This is against the Vedic wisdom. Prabhupada said, simple life, simple living, high thinking. One should live life holistically. What we choose, what we prefer, and what we would like to achieve in our life. So, we should definitely introspect and start pondering on the importance and significance of the instructions of Lord Krishna. But many of the people would like to identify themselves as an individual who are self-made, who do not take the assistance of Lord's instruction, neither the values and virtues prescribed. It is very unfortunate. In Western world, things are not adequate. They are not assisted. There is no foolproof system. But we in Bharat, in the Vedic wisdom, our culture is very, very powerful. With a lofty vision, we should be taking advantage of this facility. And the best way of taking advantage of this facility is to get ourselves connected in Krishna consciousness. We can get ourselves connected to Krishna consciousness by serving the Supreme Lord. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. By connecting with Lord, by trying to understand the instructions of Lord, by practically following the instructions and living life according to the instructions of the Lord, will not only empower our life, but will also give a new perspective. Time and again, Krishna says, Namaskuru, worship me, offer obeisances. So Krishna has gone down to earth to exactly define our role and character. What exactly we should do. But many of the times we battle, we refuse, we become rebellious. There is a very wonderful situation in which we can appreciate. There was one individual who was very irritated when he repeatedly heard that Lord provides everything. So this person was thinking, is it really true? Is it really true that Lord gives everything? Is it really true that Lord provides everything? Is it really true that Lord is the source of everything? I doubt. Yeah. So today what I am trying to do, I will not eat. Let the Lord feed me. Let the Lord provide me the food. I will not ask my wife today to cook. I will go to an aloof place where there is no acquaintance. If we are in the same place where we are filled with people of relatives, friends, in the normal routine acquaintance, then they will quite naturally ask, Sir, saptingla, breakfast aidja. Then we will be forced to reply. Then they will say, Sir, please, please come to my house. And they will feed me. So let me go to a place where people do not know me. I will in fact go to forest. So he went to the forest. All because to test Lord. We all know that Lord will test individual. But here is a person who wants to test the Lord. So he went to a secluded place. He went to forest. And in the forest also he was not happy. He thought,